We are live. Can y'all hear me? Oh, my camera is all down and nonsensical. If y'all haven't got enough of Dad with a Phone, y'all just haven't been watching YouTube today. That's all I can say. I feel like I've done quite a few actually really good lives today. The one I want to tell you about most isn't even on my channel. So if you didn't get to see the crime talk that premiered, it was recorded today. It was actually recorded right here in this room over on Scott Reich's channel. I would encourage you to go watch that. You're not going to get some breaking news. You're not going to get some, anything. It was more of a cool interaction just between me and Scott, getting to know him a little bit, got to know me a little bit over on his channel. I feel like we're going to be doing some stuff, not on a regular collaboration, but I think that there's going to be some more of me and over on Crime Talk. Maybe I can get Scott to come over on Dad with a Phone. There was an invite for me to come up to the studio after I got off with them live today, just on the webcast. I got a message from their producers that Scott would love, and Scott even asked me in the live to come up and do a live, just chat with him. And I'm pretty excited about that. Not because I'm excited about that because Scott has a passion for true crime, but he also is an accomplished lawyer, an accomplished person. And I love to surround myself with accomplished people. We are kind of both infants in this game of podcasting and true crime. I've only been doing it for a year on Dad with the Phone, and my stuff on the underground was just such a different approach to things. I do have some great podcasts coming up on Dad with the Phone, and if you're following my election stuff and my political stuff over on not Dad with the Phone, on the underground, I have some candidates that are going to be coming on the forum and having a back and forth. Friday morning, you're getting the first announcement. So I just secured one of the mayoral candidates, and they're going to come on the podcast, and we're going to have just a discussion about things in Woodland Park. This man he's an experienced politician. He's been a council member for years. And so that's going to be fun too over on the underground. Here, I am focusing in on the true crime stuff and then just some random podcast here and there. But today was an awesome day. It just came together so quickly. But more than anything, it was just fun to collaborate with such a passionate, educated, true crime enthusiast. Now, the flip side of me traveling is I don't get to spend the time with my family. And I called my wife, and for some reason her phone is dead, but I think she's at dance class with my girls. She does a dance class with the girls. It's like a mother-daughter dance. And so if my wife calls, I may either cut this live short or I may put you all on mute for a little bit because I need to love on my wife a little bit. But you guys get a lot of me because, first of all, live videos keep me out of trouble, keep me out of doing stupid stuff. And so being able to do live videos, talk about true crime, interact with this little community here, it's good for Dad with the Phone, I promise you. And so can y'all hear me all right? I'm kind of whispering, kind of talking. I'm at an Airbnb. I am becoming quite the Airbnb expert. And this one is a real good one. I'm in it's not like a big bed or anything. It's just a regular little bed. But the house is super nice, super little condo, nice little condo. I would tell you find where I am, but that would be weird. And so hopefully you don't go search that out. So thanks for joining tonight, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. I love both these channels and communities. I'm going to catch up on the Gannon case. Gannon went missing 16 days ago. And at this point, although the hope doesn't need to be lost, it's scary. It's scary because it's not an adult missing. And although there are cases like the Jamie Kloss case where she was missing for like 80 or 90 days, and then boom, out of nowhere, she comes running up the street to a neighbor's, to someone's house and is found. And that's what we can hope and pray for until otherwise informed. Now, I do find it interesting. I find it interesting that family is using two different methods to communicate with the public. Part of the family has communicated through the sheriff's office, releasing videos on the sheriff's office with the official, kind of part of the family releasing on the sheriff's department. The other part of the family, the stepmother, has been releasing statements through the media. And today she released a new statement. It's all over the internet. I love when a news media organization says exclusive until everyone else has it. So now we obviously have it, but I'm gonna flip over to Fox. I think Fox was the one who published it first. We'll watch their video and then we'll kick through and I'll do it. If you watch Dad with a phone, you know that I don't read the best, but I'll do my best at reading it. I'm also going to invite others on the panel tonight with a couple of rules. I don't normally put rules out there, but I'm going to put some rules out there if you want to come on the panel with Dad with a phone. One, you got to come in with audio and video. I don't do this because I don't want to limit anyone, and I may take some phone calls, so I may let you call in, but I like the idea of people showing their faces, and if whether you want to or not, I'm going to invite some people in on the panel. If you've been watching Dad with a phone, you know how that can go. It can be good, bad, or indifferent. The other rule is I don't know how long I'm going to keep the panel open. I may take this live for 3 hours, but I may kick some panel members off. So I'm just putting that out there just because I don't want people to get offended if I'm like, hey, what's up? Cool. Thanks for sharing. Boom, you're out. I'm not trying to like co-host with anyone tonight. I'm literally bringing on I want to bring people on the panel that want to give an opinion, that want to talk about this case in particular. There are 100 other cases out there we could talk about. I understand that. I want to focus on Gannon's case because I want to believe that there's hope. Like, I want this one to end good for everyone, and I think the more we talk about it, the more we put Gannon's story out there, the more chances are something could happen. I don't know that it's going to end good, but I want to believe that. I want to have that in my heart. And so, but I don't want to stop anyone from giving their opinion and their speculation. I think tonight I'm willing to ask questions about what people think about the stepmother statements. I don't want to just bash the stepmother because, man, we have to look at this. I love talking to Scott about this because it continues to remind me that we all have a different perspective. We all see things differently, and we cannot see through the eyes of Gannon's stepmom or Gannon's parents. It's just not possible. We won't have the same understanding and eyes. Now, we get to see it from a different perspective, and it doesn't mean our perspective is wrong. It just means we got to be careful because this stuff is being written in history. And whether it's a live video on YouTube or it's something that somebody takes and cuts up and chops up and they use it against me later, the more and more that I do these live videos, the more and more I understand the responsibility sometimes that, I could just be a blatant kid, just like I was talking to someone today about TikTok and a situation they had on TikTok with one of their kids. And I was like, we can't ever take this stuff away. We're not going to be able to remove TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, but we can train our kids not to bully on these apps. We can train our kids how to use these apps to literally change their life. I don't tell this story often, but one of my favorite YouTube channels is actually a family that I know. I personally know this family. And I got to watch their YouTube journey and how it changed their life. It's a channel that is completely off true crime, but they took a situation that was a tragedy in their life and they embraced it. And they begin to share that tragedy and that story throughout the YouTube community. And I've watched it change people's lives. The father, who is kind of over this family, has really spoken to my life a couple of times. And especially, I love to hear his take on because they're a successful YouTube family. They make money, they travel, they speak about this stuff. And so they're not just putting content out for content's sake. They have sponsors from some of the largest industry sponsors and different things. And so watching their channel grow, they have a great, unique niche. But talking with the dad, just as much as I don't always listen to anyone, there are some people I listen to, and there's some things that he has spoken into my life that continue to come true, but also continue to shape the way dad with the phone will be run. And so it's fun for me to learn from others and to gather that stuff. So anyway, to kick this off, I'm going to watch a few videos. I'm going to read through the mother statements, and we'll go from there. I've read just a portion of it. I've posted it earlier, and I've watched a portion of this video, but I haven't watched all of it. So we're going to kick it off. Thanks for joining tonight. We're talking about Gannon Stauch. I'm terrible with names. I know I should probably get better at that, but we'll learn as we go. So here we go. I'll listen to these news people to make sure I say Gannon, and I think Gannon, everybody knows who we're talking about. So I'm gonna pull this video up. Oh, gotta go back. I'm slacking now because I didn't put audio. And I'm going to catch up with chat. I'm going to catch up with you in just a second, chat. As this video plays, I'll read some chats and see where your minds are at tonight. Let me kill. Boom. Oh, close ad. I bet this is going to play an ad. So I'm going to get past the ad first. If this plays an ad, I want to get past it. I don't want you guys I ain't trying to be advertising exactly an ad freaking kick through this thing. So let this ad play on here, and then I'll kick this thing on. Maybe.
From his stepmom, the last person to see him before he disappeared. Fox 31's Nicole Fierro. She's been following this since he went missing, frankly, and it's been a long 2 weeks. So what do we know? What does she say?
A very long 2 weeks. I spoke with her on the phone last night. She says she's getting criticism online from all over the world and even death threats. But in a statement exclusively to Fox 31, Letitia Stauch starts by thanking the people who have been searching for Gannon. First and foremost, I would like to thank all agencies, volunteers, and community members who are working diligently and praying endlessly to bring Gannon home safe. Thank you to my husband, who has stayed strong through this and protected our family to the best of his ability, and our immediate and extended family members throughout the East Coast. To Gannon, please come home soon because your daddy is waiting to watch the new Sonic movie that comes out this week. And the cool shirt I wear to the theater, it's in your closet. She told me social media has been devastating and that it has been a challenge when people are trying to run you off the road, waiting outside your hotel, threatening to kill you, etc. She's asking the sheriff's office to take down some of the pages on social media. Fox 31 got this video from a neighbor who said he turned it over to police when he saw that Gannon didn't get out of Letitia Stauch's truck on the day he went missing. Stauch tells me Gannon was in the truck. Please don't think for a second that there isn't enough of technology to determine shadows and movement around the truck. There was also proof from my phone that we had taken a selfie in the truck in our driveway that was time-stamped. We always send pictures to Albert when we are out and about when he's away. And Stauch's also asking people to send in tips about suspicious cars or people in the yeah, I'll have that story at 6 and 8, but a very long statement addressing so many different points that we've been wondering so much about. We've been wanting to hear from Ms. Stauch, and she said she felt that her safety was at risk, so she wanted me to read this statement, but she wanted to address several things in this case.
So what's next? I mean, the search is still on.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's still active. Has that shifted? Has that changed over the past couple of days?
Last we talked to the sheriff's office, they told us that it is not shifted. Tips have increased. They aren't drying up. So they are actively doing the searches, but now in more narrowed areas based on tips. I sent them this morning this statement and asked them to comment on this because she brings up new things in the investigation we hadn't heard about before. So we'll get into those at 6 and 8, and we'll tell you anything if they get back to us and address those statements.
He's still staying pretty tight-lipped about this case. Obviously, you don't want to compromise the
Exactly.
investigation.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much at stake. There's an 11-year-old boy, so I understand that they don't want to tell us much. And this mom, wanting to agree with that, but she said she needed to fill in some gaps because she's getting these death threats. And we'll have that full statement on our website, kdvr.com. You can read the whole thing in its entirety. So go check that out right now. It's up there.
Nicole, thank you for that. Huge.
So that was the release that came out today. I guess there was one at 6 o'clock as well. Let me see if I can find the one they released. Maybe it was they gave us a little. She said she was going to give us a little bit more. I don't know if that got released or not. It says exclusive Gannon Stauch release a statement. Is this the same video? It looks like that's the same video. So I don't think they cut a new one. I'll double check it just to make sure. That's crazy. It's playing both of them. Yeah, this is the same video. So now I'm going to read this statement. This statement I released on Facebook, so you can go check it out on Facebook on the Dad with the Phone page. I'll pull this up just to bring it to you. Somebody else sent me a video here. Oh, that's nothing. I don't want to read that right now. That's a different case. So many cases out there we could talk about. So many things we could talk about going on right now. Tonight, I'm just going to focus on this Gannon case. I want to read this statement that was released in full. The statement they aired on the news was kind of a chopped up version of it. I don't know that there's a major difference in it because, again, I've only read portions of this. It's up on the old Facebook so you guys can read along if you want to. Says, first and foremost, I would like to thank all agencies, volunteers, and community members who are working diligently and praying endlessly to bring Gannon home safe. Thank you to my husband, who has stayed strong through this and protected our family to the best of his ability, and our immediate and extended family members throughout the East Coast. To Gannon, please come home soon because your daddy's waiting to watch the new Sonic movie that comes out this week, and the wear to the theater is in your closet. Social media has been devastating, from the harsh comments, speculations, threats, cyberbullying, etc. It has been a challenge when people are trying to run you off the road, waiting outside your hotel, threatening to kill you, etc. I encourage the sheriff's office to take down those pages that promote negative behavior and violence. Let's do what Gannon would do: be kind to one another. We all have engaged in something crazy online at some point, but Gannon would want everyone to get along and to focus on finding him. I know that many people have kids and are invested in this because it hits close to home with them. I would like to think that overall most people are genuine and want to do everything in their power to find Gannon. With that being said, please take a step back for a moment and let me explain to you a few details that were not released. For example, just like the video that was leaked, there are additional details that were hidden due to the department doing its job, 2, the efforts of social media and how some individuals would criticize or hinder the investigation. I chose to listen. I didn't leak videos or information, but at the time, it's getting later in the process and we just want Gannon home. I feel the need to fill in some gaps. Now let me stress this. Police have known this since the first interview. Saturday night, Gannon was helping me unload in the garage and cut his foot because there are a lot of tools, because Albert does woodworking. He sat on the edge of the car and we bandaged it up. He was good to go. He always loves helping his dad in the garage build things like Lego tables and the flower pot they built for me as a gift. After this, I noticed Gannon kept going to the side of the house. He told me he was checking to see if the gate was locked because he was the only one with a gate key. It made him proud to be the man of the house while Albert was away. Fast forward, we did a hike on Sunday, cleared, and shopping on Monday, cleared as well for him getting out of the other side. Please don't think for a second that there isn't enough technology to determine shadows and movements around the truck. There was also proof from my phone that we had taken a selfie in the truck in our driveway, and that was time-stamped. We always send pictures to Albert when we are out and about or when he is away. They can be scanned for actual time verification. Last, from day one, the sheriff's office has known a description of the friend whom Gannon left with. I explained to them and provided evidence. They had information about Gannon having the key to go to the side gate. Last, they have more in-depth details that go along with the pointing to who sent the person or why he may have come. Again, I repeat, they have had this initially, and I was asked to keep quiet about it so they could have the best shot at doing their job and bringing Gannon home. The last thing they need was a hindrance to their investigation. I encourage you to think of any suspicious cars that may have been in the area watching a few days prior and keep praying for Gannon. Tisha Stauch. So that's like, I guess, the full statement. I guess there is a post. I don't know, that looks like a screenshot from a screenshot, so I ain't gonna worry about that. This is what they released to the media. I haven't been watching social media pages because they can all be put up and faked is the problem. What do you think? When I read that statement, I do see someone who is probably reading too much social media. That's the one thing. But I understand the flip side of that. If one of my kids went missing, I'd be all over social media looking for anything that may be a new lead or new information, you know. And so I can understand why she's been searching through social media or why she's been interacting on that. The flip side is, again, I think she's looking for an apology from social media, that even if Gannon comes, even if Gannon is found safe, even if Gannon, the mystery of what happened is revealed to us, I don't know if she will ever get an apology from social media. I just don't see that happening. And so we can read into this statement. We could talk about how it's different than the first statement she gave, but a lot of things that she has said in this statement, a lot of things that I just read in that statement seem logical to me. I could see law enforcement saying, if you're going to give a statement, then don't say these things. Now, this is an entirely flip. It's a flip to her first statement, which was about being more, that law enforcement was more accusational, that they violated her constitutional rights. Again, if you put yourself in her position and got the wrong law enforcement agent, you very well could have been hammered that first couple of days and could have taken some of the stuff and some of the things that they came at you with as they were attacking you. They were coming after you. They were accusing you. If you start to get accused by law enforcement, the smartest thing to do is actually go get a lawyer, whether you're innocent or guilty. It really is the smartest thing to do. Law enforcement, their hand is forced in Gannon's case. They cannot just ignore Gannon's case. But if people quit talking about it, this is the other thing. Mom is saying, listen, it's been 16 days. Nothing's happened. Law enforcement isn't telling you this, and I'm still getting berated by social media. And so there was a few things that happened in the Patrick Frazee case that I realized probably happen in a lot of cases. Before, law enforcement didn't want to give mass media the information because they didn't want the criminals knowing what law enforcement knows. It doesn't benefit law enforcement if the criminal knows they're looking for the criminal's vehicle. In the Patrick Frazee case, they didn't really make any public announcements about what vehicles they were looking for. But if you were Kelsey's neighbor, they came to you and said, do you have video of a red truck? We know, I have personal friends that they went to and said, do you have video of a red truck or this sedan or this sedan or this truck? And so they were releasing tidbits of information to the public, but they weren't doing it through the mass media to everybody. They were trying to gather information. But now, as days go by, at some point, you want them to release information because there may be somebody that doesn't know. Now, in Gannon's situation, in Gannon's neighborhood, everyone in that neighborhood knows that boy, in a sense that if they didn't know him before, they know him now. And so that's why that neighbor went through his video footage looking for something, because and so people all over that neighborhood were going through their video footage, and they probably were given a little bit more information. They were probably given vehicle descriptions, if there are vehicle descriptions to be had. The internet has completely decided that Gannon's stepmom could be guilty. She has made statements that are questionable. She has done interviews that people, even why are you doing it this way? And so the big thing for me is that she seems like she's been watching too much social media. You cannot let yourself get sucked into the negative side of the social media. And I started this morning off saying, 10 years from now, social media is going to solve these crimes. But what I failed to say is that it is going to happen with certain individuals. It isn't going to be the guys who are starting groups to start groups. I can guarantee you there are people running Gannon groups that are doing it simply for the endorphin rush that it gives them to know that their group is growing so fast. I just have seen it. I've seen people like trying to take credit for something that really they're just talking about a group, you know, or they're just talking about a YouTube channel or a Facebook or something. So blood on the streets, start a Facebook group or buy property. So what do you think though? That's the question. As we sit here and try to read these letters about social media, we're on here talking about social media. I do it for a couple of reasons. One, there's a missing boy. And the more people talk about the missing boy, the more opportunities there is that someone sees someone sees something, someone recognizes something, someone remembers something. Is it going to make a difference? I don't know. But it simply is the story I've chose to tell. So I'm going to throw a link out there. If I laid the game rule out, but there's new people in the chat. If you want to join a panel, talk about this a little bit, I'm inviting you into the Dad with the Phone chat. The ground rule is you got to show your face. You can't hide behind a picture. You can put a mask on. If you want to put a mask on and come on live, I'll let you do that. You need headphones because we don't need some weird technical shit. And that's about it. So I'm going to throw this link in there. If anyone wants to come in, you can. I may, if everybody chickens out, nobody comes in, nobody wants to talk about it, I may take some phone calls, but I ain't promising that yet. So here's the link to the StreamYard. And I do reserve the right to kick you in and out. I'll do it politely, but we'll go from there. So that chat, that is up in the all right. Yes, I believe she is. And how the heck is Gannon's mother keeping hands off this woman? I don't know what to do. Thank you for the great show. It was a great show with Scott. I hope to do more, talk about different cases with him as well. See what you guys are saying in the chat. She lied about a number of things. Her stories keep changing. She claimed he was going to a friend's house around 3. Video footage showed he was with her around 10 a.m. When the dad was shown the video, he said she lied. It was stated in an article that she lied to him. Then she talked about hiking. And then you have the statement she made where you tries to explain everything and the story changes. I will give you her story has changed, but the video footage we were given is very poor. It's a video of a video, and I just, even then when I watched the video, when I watched her testimony, when I watched her first interview, watched the video footage, and now even with her second statement, I still am one of those guys that's like, I don't want to believe that anyone could have anything to do with this and still say something. On the flip side, is she a psycho? Like, I mean, you don't come on and do interviews like she has done. I don't know. Because I was about to say you don't do that unless you're guilty. And then the first thing y'all are going to be like, Chris Watts! Y'all are going to scream. I wonder how he hiked today after hurting his foot. Too many of these things we're hearing and reading are not necessarily coming from reliable sources. Absolutely. Love and Life at Home. Reliable sources is a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing. Have you seen the video of the stepmom talking to Gannon that was leaked? I have seen the video. Yes, I have seen that video. But I don't know who leaked that video. Where did that video come from? Did the mom leak that video? Did the stepmom leak that video? Who leaked that video? I think Dad missed the video of her guilty tripping Gannon after hurting him. Yeah, I don't know where that video came from, because she was like, we need to sell the couch. We gotta pay for this. I'm not even 100% sure what she was trying to get, what that whole video or context was about. But the question is, who leaked that video? Because it felt like it was from her cell phone, or was it Gannon's cell phone? So it's a weird video. If you haven't seen it, I guess I could show it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find this video. It's a social media video, so I don't know. I just don't know. Here. It's up on a bunch of YouTubes. I know that. Oh, here it is. It's on Reddit. Allow. All right, I got it here. We can watch it from Reddit. I think. Yeah, we can watch it from Reddit. All right, let's try to. Let me see if I can make this happen. So I'm watching this video directly from Reddit. I don't know the quality, and I'm not 100% where this says it comes from her. It says it was like, but I'm so weary of these little things. It's kind of a rather disturbing video. It's yeah, it's kind of a. I don't quite understand why she would release this, unless it's like some. I just don't understand why you would release this. No audio.
We're gonna have to sell stuff to fix it. Okay? So
Well, devastating. Initially, Scott, I can't lie, when the TMZ information.
Gannon, I promise this is the last time I'm gonna ask you. I'm just freaked out, okay? Are you sure you didn't do it on purpose?
He did it.
Okay, you promise. You promise.
On purpose.
Pinky promise.
Pinky.
Okay, all right. So listen. We're all right. We're gonna have to sell stuff to fix it. Okay. So we figure out what we gotta sell. We can sell the sofa. We can sell whatever, because we gotta get it fixed. So, lady, Don't be mad at us and kick us out of the house. Okay? You got it?
Yeah, that video. I don't know what that's all about. Like, obviously, she released it. Somebody says she released this video to share, how, I don't know, how kind sorry Gannon was. I don't know why you would put that out. I don't know why you would record. Listen, I talk to my kids, and there are things I've said to my kids, and I've yelled at my kids, and I'm not a perfect dad. But I don't understand that, other than it doesn't sound good. Whether or not that's a situation of anything, whether or not that's just an upset kid, kids get upset. And I could tell you stories about kids that live with single parents, and the kids have learned how to manipulate, and they will scream at the top of their lungs in an apartment complex. And then someone calls the cops, and the cops show up, and they come in, and they're talking to the kids and talking to mom. And, it sucks, because kids figure out that if they're loud and they're screaming and they're crying, they get attention on that, and so I don't understand. I've seen Ella do it. I've seen Ella get upset, and Isley does it all the time to try to manipulate things. And so she's 11 years old. So I don't want to judge that video very much. The only problem I have about that whole video is the fact that it looks and seems to have come from her. That's just stupid. It's just stupid parenting. That's all I can say. Doesn't mean she did anything. I'm not saying that makes her the person. I'm telling you what would cause you to release that video. It does sound like the same lady. I don't think it's a fake video. It sounds like the same lady that's in those interviews. It looks like it has come from her page, but I just think it's not. It wasn't a good video. The link for coming into chat. Did you get your video camera up? Did you get your microphone and your headphones ready? That's the rules. The rules are as follows: invite, copy, paste. There you go. We'll let you come in and tell you what you want to say. That link is actually up right there in the bottom of the screen. If you want to follow me on TikTok and Twitter, you can. It's all there. If you want to see video earlier, make sure you check out the Scott Reich video. We talked about the Patrick Frazee case. Now we'll see if anybody shows up. I might get to go to bed early tonight. Quiet. It's like quiet in here. I got my headphones on. I don't need my headphones on now. She has a record DV assault. I don't know. What is TikTok? You got to go find out. You're probably too old for TikTok. Well, I'm wondering if she's saying that with the whole gate key thing. I wondered that too. I was like, why would you? I mean, I guess that if that's what Gannon did, then that's why you would tell that side to that story. But it does seem weird about that. The phone. Are they searching northern El Paso County and southern Douglas County and Palmer Lake? I haven't heard any of that yet. But if we look at T, ooh. Hello. Abby doesn't know she got thrown up on the screen by herself. She was just sitting there looking at
Hey,
the screen.
hey.
You're supposed to take over
I
my
can hear
live.
you. I couldn't hear anything. I was waiting.
It was just your face on the screen. I was waiting for you to talk because I had muted myself.
That's great. That's just awesome. Me just staring at just nothing.
No, well, you were staring at 350 people, but
Oh,
what are you
well, thanks.
thinking?
Okay. First of all, why did she video that? Why would you video that?
I have no idea. I mean, that's why, like, when I saw that video the first time, I was like, is this a real thing? Or is somebody messing with her? So, after watching it again, understanding like it came from her Facebook, and then people were trying to explain that she did this to kind of show Gannon's, I don't know, softer side. I don't like he must have done something that then he got upset about. Um,
I
but
have
no,
a problem with that.
it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a big problem with that. That's weird. It just is. Her whole demeanor is strange.
Well, in the written statement, remember we're reading this statement, so it's been prepared. They've read over it, they've looked at it, they've gone back and forth through it. With that video, I don't know when that video was done, when it was released, or how it even like got leaked to everyone else, but it doesn't look good. What do you think of the
Mm-mm.
stepmother?
I mean, her whole demeanor is just quite odd. It's strange. It nothing makes sense. Nothing.
What about the biological parents? And with they've been releasing videos on the sheriff's department, and those videos that have been released, have you picked anything or seen anything that sticks out to you?
Mm, my biggest thing is, what is the stepmother's story? What that goes along with the video, the last video that we saw with the neighbor that shared the last video. What is her story?
Well, that video, to me, when I watch it, I actually see something on the backside of the truck. So I feel like Gannon probably jumped out the back of not the back of the truck, but the back door of
Uh-huh.
the passenger side. So when people say they don't see Gannon get out, they don't see Gannon get out, we're looking at a recording of a recording. And then in that recording, I actually see like a little shadow jump out the back of the car right before she gets out. Like, and so she tells this story of them taking a selfie now, right? And she probably told that story I should say, it's most likely she told that story to the police if that's a true story. Like, when they got that video and they came to her, asked her, talked to her, whatever, she's like, yeah, we're taking a selfie. Here's the selfie. He jumped out the passenger side. All of a sudden they see that passenger side little shadow and they're like, oh, okay, that could definitely be him jumping out. So.
And I can go along with that because you know how kids are. I mean, that's the first thing they do is jump out the car, you know, and you're like,
Yeah.
wait, hang on, you know. I mean, that was my biggest thing when my daughter was little, like, wait a minute, you know, don't open the door, don't hit the other car, whatever, you know, so they do that. So I can go with that. But what is her story? She's saying the last time she saw him was he walked to a friend's house. So what is she saying?
Well, now she's saying that he left with someone. That's what I read I felt like I read in that statement that he left with someone, and there's a description of someone he left with.
In a vehicle? Like they came and picked him up?
Well, I thought,
or he went walking. I mean, that's what I'm still like, what is her story? Like, she doesn't even have, like, what is, she was a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy.
Well, she says she said that she was stepmom. Again, a stepmom released a statement. I just want to read this little section. I just skimmed through it, but it sounded to me like the story or what she released this is the wrong place. Gannon's mom. Stepmom. It sounded like to me that there's some information obviously that they didn't release at first, and she's just getting tired of getting harassed, and so she's telling us, or she released in that statement, more information that she had given to police, but they didn't share that. Gives.
Am I by myself? I don't know. Don't know if I should talk or not. He left. That's what I want to know. I want to know what she said to the police, because there's been so much different stories. And I'm not just going to sit here. I'm going to keep talking. But I don't know if I'm talking to myself, or if you put me on pause, or if you left and I'm talking to 350 people by myself. Oh my. Oh no. I do have something to say about social media, though. I think it's ridiculous.
I just let you take over my show.
Yeah, you're back. I know. I was like, oh my gosh, you left me.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
Release gives another statement. 10 hours ago. There was one that was 19 hours ago, though. Where's that one? All KDRO. I thought it was Fox that gave it. 21. What have you been up to? Watching this craziness?
Well, not really. I've been dealing with the other case local to the state of Alabama right now, the Peyton Houston case, which is crazy. It's totally crazy. But they all go together. The whole social media thing with the stepmom, and then with this case is, if you don't like what people are saying about what you're saying on social media, get off social media. That's
Yes.
what I mean. Everybody is throwing out, oh, I'm being harassed, I'm getting death threats, blah, blah, blah. All you have to do is deactivate your Facebook page. That's it.
Yeah.
And then nobody knows. I mean, the only time you're being attacked is because of what you said on social media, or what you didn't say on social media, or how you acted on social media. So what I don't understand about all of these people and all of these cases, Patrick Frazee included, well, he didn't do anything, but his sister did, way in the beginning, is why even say anything? Just get off of social media. I mean, it's crazy. It's mind-blowing.
So yes. So she goes through stuff, a couple, and she says there was also proof on my phone. We had taken a selfie in the truck driveway. It was timestamped. We always send pictures to Albert. So she's saying these things now, which hopefully that she had already given this stuff to them.
Mhm.
Maybe she hadn't. They can be scanned for actual time verification. Last from day one, the sheriff's office has known a description of the person / friend who Gannon left with. And
Okay.
so that statement there tells me that she gave them something, and told them that he left not only for a friend's house or to a friend's house, that he left with someone that they got a description for. That highlighted statement right there in the just on this news article says, last from day one, the sheriff's office has known a description of the person / friend who Gannon left with. So she's saying that they have information about someone he left with, went to a friend's house. Who was that friend? Where was he going? Have they talked to that person? It says description, so it doesn't say they had the identity of that person. So was it another kid? Was it an adult? So we don't have that information. And I don't know that law enforcement gave any of that information out. So, but she gave that statement now, so it's out there in writing. Oh, my freaking computer is. Can y'all hear me? No. StreamYard. I'm freaking. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? No. Why can't I hear y'all? Yeah, y'all can hear me, but I can't hear y'all. I can't hear you. I'm deaf. What the heck? Y'all can hear me, but I can't hear Abby. Let me see something. Nothing. Sucks balls. What the hell, StreamYard? Now Abby left. Now everybody's gone. It's gone. What? Can y'all hear me? I can't hear you. Abby's just talking away. She can't hear nothing. We see both of you, but can't read lips. Abby's trying to read your lips. All right. It's broke. I quit. I'm going to bed.